What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, I am Senate Steve. Today is about the OBS truck. Now, as you guys do know, I did end up purchasing this truck off of Mike's Street Speed 717 for a few $100s. It wasn't anything crazy. We worked out a deal. It was cheap. He kept his wheels and tires. I went and bought these tires, but you guys already sort of know the deal. Unless you're new, if you're new, welcome. Let's get the video started. So obviously the reason that we're doing this is because this truck does no longer have power steering, and it is an absolute nightmare to turn the wheel. So let's go ahead and get it moved out to a place where we're not working in mud, and I will kind of go ahead and show you guys what's going on. As you can tell here, there's no power steering whatsoever, and then that is actually a full lock turn right there, which, as you can tell, actually before I drive it down over, that is full lock. It will not go any further, and the wheel is barely turned. So we got to obviously get that addressed so that we can drive this thing, because it does not make left-hand turns very well at all. So let's go ahead. Sorry about the squeaking. I probably should have turned the truck off. But let's go ahead and get all this fixed, and we'll start tearing into it. And if you guys need a steering box, this is your how-to. I kind of do love this truck, but I think we might sell it afterwards. Who knows? Let's plug and chug. So basically what happened was it took a huge hit, and I guess the arm that comes out of the pump actually ended up, you know, separating from where it needs to be. So there's a seal in there. It knocked the seal completely out. So I'm gonna send a few messages over Facebook right now, see if we can't locate one for, you know, I'd say relatively cheap, you know. But let's start getting this torn out. I already sent a couple messages. Hopefully somebody gets back to me. But we're gonna source one used somewhere on hopefully Facebook Marketplace, because I absolutely love Facebook Marketplace. As you guys do know, that is where I buy a lot of my projects. But this is gonna be one that we're gonna be able to fix and hopefully drive it down the road. So first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and take out these two lines here. There's one here and then one obviously behind it. We're gonna do those. Those are gonna be obviously your power steering lines. And then on the inside here, look, another butterfly. On the inside here, we're gonna disconnect the pitman arm and idler arm and go from there. So let me go ahead. Looks like there's like a raccoon track right there. That's kind of cool. Either that or a pretty gnarly cat with some claws. But anyway, let me stop getting sidetracked. But there's a idler arm over here on this side that we're going to go ahead and disconnect from the I forget what that what the bar is that, you know, drives them to, but we're going to disconnect the idler arm, and then we're going to go ahead and disconnect the pitman arm. So let's go ahead and get that stuff done, and I'll kind of just set up a little time lapse of this job. Oh, this is fate. I'm not sure how well you guys can see, but here it is, a 91. It's definitely not an Avalanche. It's definitely an OBS truck. I did find it in Marketplace. He is parting one out, and he's only about 20 minutes from me. Of course, it waited till I got pretty dirty, which I already sent the messages, but he said he has it, and we can go get it. So let's jump in the old Urban Bourbon here, which is running fantastic, by the way. I absolutely love this thing. But let's jump in the Urban Bourbon, and we're going to head down and get the steering box that we need for the OBS truck. All right, guys, well, I am going to respect this guy's property and things, because he's obviously a businessman, and I came here to his business, so you guys aren't going to see anything just because it's his garage. I don't want you guys like seeing what he has, or, you know, finding out, or I don't even know, but I don't want to show it. But here you guys have it. We have the new steering box. We're going to take it home and get it installed. Now, it might end up being tomorrow that we get this installed, but you'll see it all in the same day. So let's get back to the house and start tearing into the dirty old OBS. Alrighty, well, as you'll see by the time lapse, the wheel lock key for this actually didn't work very well. It actually stripped it out almost right away. So we went ahead, and our cheap Harbor Freight welder saved the day again. I don't really want to touch that, but as you can tell, we penetrated it there. We just welded the tool right to the socket, and of course it did destroy the wheel a little bit, but we don't care about these wheels, guys. As you can tell, they got beat up from the off-road event that we go to. Anything that, you know, does any kind of off-roading will get beat up and get torn down. So I didn't care about the wheel. I just grabbed the welder, decided, hey, let's just get it off real quick, as you will see in the time lapse. So we got the wheel lock off. Let's keep plugging and chugging. All right, so I went ahead and took the nut off of here. There is actually a cotter pin that goes in there also. And then I went ahead and smacked this so that we could get this free. It does appear as if it's free, so let's go up top here, like I said before, and we're gonna go ahead and get these lines disconnected here. I'm gonna actually take this shaft off because then this will slide up. And then there's another bolt here, which is an 11mm. Then we'll be able to go ahead and take our steering box out. So let's just go ahead and get all that done. All right, not sure if you were able to see that, but we went ahead and got those two lines disconnected. They actually came apart fairly easy. So let's there's 3 bolts on the side down here, and then 1 bolt here that we're going to take out. I'm going to go ahead and turn this steering column so I can get this one out first, and then we will take the 3 out. There's 1 here, 1 there, and 1 down there. We'll get those 3 off, and the steering box should just about fall out. So let's keep at it. With that bolt out of the way, you can go ahead and get a pry bar or anything in there just to kind of pop it off. It'll make it easier. Definitely go from both sides, don't just go one-sided. And we'll pop off like that. Lay your pry bar out of the way, and now your steering shaft is out of the way. Now, if you guys do remember, I did fight steering shaft issues on the Civic, and well, this was the old style. We are definitely not running that on the Civic, but there you have it, disconnected. I was going to disconnect the top one up here, but you don't really have to. You can just kind of slide out of the way. It might be easier to remove this up and out this way, but we'll find out here in a couple minutes once we get the other 3 bolts out. When I took it off the parts truck, I just took it down and out of the bottom, so we should be able to do the same thing with this. Stand by, let me get these 3 bolts. One thing you'll have to watch is close your eyes, because there's a lot of dirt under this truck. And the first 2 definitely kicked dirt in my eyes. But there you have it, those 3 bolts are out. They are 21mm, or they are 13/16 maybe. I don't remember, don't quote me on that. But all right, well, let's go ahead and pull her out. Alrighty, well, as you can tell, we did go ahead and pull it out of the top of the vehicle. I was going to do it on the bottom here, but a bunch of stuff was falling in my eyes, and it was just easier to go up top, and I didn't have to get as messy as I, you know, needed to be. Plus, once you move the pitman arm into location like this, kind of even with the output shaft or input shaft here, it kind of pulled right back out. So as you do know, we do have a new unit, which I did show you we went and got, but we have it here. It actually looks in pretty good shape. It was definitely in an old farm truck, so I'm glad we can reuse some parts rather than buy something new. But let's go ahead and get her tossed in here. Now, you are going to want to go ahead and this is a good time to straighten the steering wheel, straighten the wheel down here, and then when you put it back together, before you hook everything up, make sure that this is going to clear everything, because obviously you don't want the same thing to happen, to where it's turning too far left and not enough right, or too far right, not enough left. So let's go ahead and get it laid into place here. We'll get everything straight and where I think it needs to be, and hopefully my guessing game is correct. So let's get it in place. Well, I kind of jumped ahead, I think, not 100% sure, but we went ahead and got our sleeve back on. Actually, I can slide that up so you can see. We went ahead and got our bolt back in for the steering column. As you can see there, back down in place. It was kind of a little tricky. I had to use a pry bar. to force it, but we went ahead and got our lines back on. Sorry, something was just biting my leg. Got a lot of mosquitoes this time of year. I don't know why, but we went ahead and got our lines back on. They are now secure, and now it is time to add it with fluid. And then we're gonna go ahead and tighten up the bolts down below. But I can add fluid now while I'm up here, then I can raise it back up in the air, and we'll be good to go. Tighten everything up, and I'll be plugging and chugging. I'm sort of excited. Oh, overfilled it. Overfilled it. Better start it. Let's start it now. Alrighty guys, now as you can tell, this is actually going to be full lock for your right hand turns. You can tell, let's actually go off the control arm here. It's pretty well, you know, straight on and level. Same with this, you can see it kind of pokes. So let me spin the wheel the other way, and we'll see if we can get our full lock turn out of our rights. Now, as you do know, it did not turn right very well at all. I don't know if I actually said that in a video or not, but it definitely did not turn right well at all. And then we do have another issue that I will show you here in one moment. Stand by. All right, well, now just by moving it there in the driveway, I can definitely tell the difference. And then when you come underneath here, you can see you actually have, well, I actually have a full lock turn with the OBS truck. Now you can see that's, you know, sitting perfectly. This side is sitting perfectly where it was. Now we'll get into a little bit of an issue. Alrighty guys, so now let's get into the actual damage that I found while doing this. So as you can tell, that is not leaking anymore. That is just wet from me adding fluid to it and from the actual power steering pump itself leaking. So I tried to obviously spin it with power steering and everything. It does not actually have power steering, and I don't know if you can see that pulley there, but that pulley is on a lean like this. So we're going to have to source a power steering pump. Let me start it up here and I will show you that damage. It's very, very simple to see. I didn't see it obviously while it was running. I did hear some crazy like noise to it, but if you look at that pulley, like it's wobbling in and out right there. So we're definitely gonna need a power steering pump. It's not a big deal. I might not make a video about it. I might just toss one in here real quick and just be done. As you do know, we did get this parts from a guy, and he does obviously have the power steering pump. I should have just bought it then and there, but you know, I didn't know the pump was bad. But there you guys have it. If you guys like the content, please smash that like button. There, you can start to hear it. The pump's actually being noisy there. But again guys, if you like the content, please smash that like button, please subscribe, and we have a bunch more things coming to the channel. And you know, we might actually still be straight axle swapping this truck. I'm not 100% sure. I do like the fact that now it is a drivable vehicle, in case, you know, the Suburban goes down or the F450, but or like, you know, later next week we're dropping the Suburban off to get something done to it that I can't tell you yet, but you're gonna love it. So we're gonna be without that for a few days, and it leads me to drive the F450. It'd be cool to have this as a backup vehicle, but who knows guys, we still might straight axle swap it. I don't know yet. Let's just, you know, let's get all the bugs worked out of it first and get it back on the road. So again guys, take care, and I will see you in the next upload.